Today is June 17th, 2024. This is the Beautification and Arts Advisory Committee. We do have a quorum this evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, the next item we have here is to elect a vice chair. I think y'all are qualified candidates. Does anybody wish to volunteer for this position?
This is just in your absence, correct?
Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll volunteer for it.
All right, I will, I guess that's, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, we have elected Tabitha Howard as our vice chair.
What was the name again?
Tabitha
Tabitha.
Howard.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, David, the next item on the agenda is the TDOT guidelines for the gateway projects.
Yes, ma'am. Andrew had reached out to the state several times, when we started this months ago, and he wasn't having a whole lot of luck. So he finally did get in touch with somebody that sent him the packet of kind of like the guidelines or the hoops that if we want to do any beautification off of the interstate exits that we would have to jump through. So he printed out the packet to have for you guys. Just kind of a brief overview. I think if anything we decided to do, at some point we would have to get professional engineered design plans and have those submitted to the state. So that is something to keep in mind. So we would probably have to get the city's engineer involved at some point to kind of guide us through that also.
And since the packet's fairly lengthy, I'll kind of leave this for us to review and discuss at the next meeting. There is one other item that I wanted to discuss today. We can go back to the TDOT guidelines projects for the Gateway project here in a second, but we just recently adopted the new mission and vision statement, which I thought would be a great time to kind of coincide with what we talked about the last time about updating the Laverne logo. We had talked about maybe trying to do some coordination with the Fall Festival as far as getting that information out to the public, maybe making a contest that was open to the public. I kind of had some afterthought on opening it up to the public because I really think we should try to maybe find a graphic designer because, right, the problem is we feel like it's dated, a little clip art in appearance. We want something more professional. So with that being said, I think we should leave that to a professional to do. And I'm sure there has to be a graphic designer in the city of Laverne. So.
Well, now I know about 2 years ago, they kind of rebranded the city logo, which we still have the circle, but as far as the letterhead goes, that was totally revamped, and I think they went through the high school to do that. Is that correct?
I believe so, yeah. Yes.
So I don't know if it's totally different from the logo you see on the city vehicles. So we may have to get the public information officer involved with that. I think she was the one that kind of spearheaded that project.
Okay.
To see if that's the same direction they want to go in, or if they would be open to changing it up to something totally different.
Yeah. And I guess my proposal is more of like the city seal, I guess, if you want to call it that, instead of a logo.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, city seal. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that also has cost implications down the road, right? Rebranding trucks and all the things, if we were to update it.
And that's been around here a while, so that's really not a bad idea to visit that. I
Yeah.
don't know. Probably the next step on our end would be to get in touch with the city administrator and the PIO to kind of feel them out to see what our next steps moving forward with that would be.
Okay.
So we can make those contacts on our end.
But I just thought timing would be good with that if we're we've just adopted the new mission, the new vision.
New logo.
I think-
What would be the timeline in this? Because, I mean, are we gonna stretch this out 2 years or?
I understand.
It's moving so.
Slow.
So slow. And maybe,
I think our meetings are they quarterly?
quarterly.
Our next one is
It says October.
October.
I thought
21st.
I think they're semi-annual.
Yeah, I think it's just every 6 months. And then if there's something that
Oh, okay.
needs our attention in between.
This is June.
Is that something that can change to quarterly? Or like, I don't know how any of that works.
Yeah, we can change that if there's an opening. Most meetings are set a year in advance, but if there's an opening, we can gladly look at it. I know historical has taken a couple because the chairman on that board wanted more meetings than the 2 a year.
Yeah,
Parks meets every month.
I think it's needed.
So if we've got an opening, and you guys were interested in adding a meeting, of course, it'd have to be advertised. I think the timeline is a month, maybe in the paper. So that's definitely something we could look at.
Yeah, let's look at that. And I mean, our meetings typically aren't lengthy,
Right.
so I think even a 15 to 20-minute allotment would be fine.
Right, and maybe not even quarterly, but monthly, or not even monthly, but every
Yeah.
2 months or something, because this drags out and it
Yeah, the
loses
process,
momentum,
as we
and
meet, so
we're at a snail's pace in trying to get anything through,
Get
so.
stuff.
I agree, and that was kind of the purpose for, an alternate time today, was because I didn't want to wait until October for us
Right,
to meet
right.
again.
So what would we look at, every 2 months?
Yeah, David, let's look at every 2 or 4 months and see what we can come up with there. Everybody agreeable? Everybody's okay with that commitment? Okay.
Especially like when we have a project that we're actively working towards, then we'll need that little extra time to,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go back through our calendar tomorrow and see what the next available Monday would be after the Park and Rec meeting, because we're already here.
Yeah,
And you guys would probably prefer to do it at 7, definitely not 5.
yeah.
We can do that.
I'm flexible, whenever you say,
Yeah.
'cause I'm retired.
I know 5's difficult for me.
I'm flexible with a heads up.
Yeah.
yeah, with a heads up.
Yeah, just see what you have. I mean, and I don't want to make Andrew or you stay until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, I mean, that's
and
fine.
do
We
board
don't,
meetings, but it makes
And
for a
we-
long day for you. But just so we have something that we can establish, I think that would be a good start.
yeah, because I know historical has got this month, and then it looks like they have July also. And if there's a chance that they meet tonight and don't prefer to meet in July, we might decide one in that spot instead.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Any other questions, concerns? I mean, I would like for us to read through this packet before the next meeting, maybe come with a few ideas on location, what it looks like. I think that would be a good start for the Gateway project.
Now, the gateway, because I missed
This is
the
coming
last
off the
meeting.
interstate, right?
Yes.
Where-
Okay.
Where is it that you want to do this? At
Yeah, it would be at Waldron.
Waldron?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, I know Andrew had said at one point about maybe doing some kind of mural on the bridge. I think there's other opportunities, outside of the bridge, at the intersection where the light is coming from Nashville.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I have driven up and down that interstate in the evening coming from Nashville, and when you get to, I think it's from right past Bell Road up through here and Smyrna, there are no lights. They have the long, tall poles with the lighting, but there's no lights on. So is that TDOT? Is it federal? And I mean, you may have a light right at the exit entrance, but all that money that was spent to revamp that and put up those, they haven't been on in over a year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the interstate lighting falls under TDOT. Don't quote me, though, because that kind of falls under the street department and public works, but I'm almost positive that is,
Well, thinking that's, I know that that is T-Dot normally, but because it's a interstate, is it going to be federal, or will T-Dot will I have to go through T-Dot in order to get to, well, it's over the interstate maintenance? Because it's ridiculous, no lights are on in over a year.
yeah, it's taken us a minute to get this packet through TDOT. So, yeah, we feel your pain, no doubt.
I'll call T-Dot. I don't think I have any contacts there anymore, but I know how to start a little fire.
The other thing I wanted to ask about, and this is kind of in relation to the Gateway project, is it the city or is it TDOT that owns that chain link fence at the light with the
I
overgrown
believe that
brush?
is TDOT, I believe. Yeah, I don't think it's city's property because I don't believe we maintain that. Is that where the laydown yard was that several months ago they went in and cleaned up a little bit? Yeah, I can follow up with that too, but right offhand, I wouldn't have that answer for you.
Right.
Now, would our goal be one entry exit versus the other, or are we trying to look at both, coming from east and west? Or I know you potentially said like under the overpass. Like, what would our goal be when it comes to wanting to come up with ideas?
I think we should kind of leave that open-ended right now.
Okay,
And
so
just
just
kind of bring
all
that,
the ideas.
yeah, all the
Okay.
ideas that you've got. Because again, there's specifics in this packet that,
Right.
we can talk all day about, but until we really sit down and read the packet, I think then we'll be able to come from variety of perspectives, variety of ideas, and together come up with what we think would be best suited.
Yeah, and if you read through the packet and you have any questions, just email our office. And if we can't find an answer for you, then we'll reach back out to TDOT to see. And our Public Works Director, he may have some answers to some of your questions, because he has more of a familiar relationship with them than we do. But we'll try to get to the bottom of it one way or the other.
And then she was sure there are no phone numbers. Okay. All right.
Yeah, anything else anyone wants to add, talk about, ideas?
I had a question. You said something like a mural. Where did you want that?
Well, Andrew had just mentioned it. Not that I personally prefer it, but he had mentioned about Murfreesboro. There's a bridge in Murfreesboro that has the city name on the bridge, for when you're walking through, that sort of thing. It was just a
Oh, okay.
idea that he had. It wasn't anything set in stone.
Somebody
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah, and that wasn't as much a mural as it was,
Yeah, I don't know how to.
something telling you you're in Laverne, like Laverne, Tennessee, established 1972 or something with the city seal. And I'm not sure if that can be painted on or if that is kind of like a stencil that can almost be made and then adhere to the concrete somehow. We haven't gone that far as to research all of that because we didn't know which way this committee wanted to go.
Yeah.
But that is kind of an idea that would kind of dress up the overpass, kind of like the knee wall, the concrete barrier on the overpass. It would kind of dress that up some. It would be on the insides and not the outsides.
Okay.
Yeah. So you wouldn't actually see it coming from the interstate. You would just see it as crossing over the interstate.
Gotcha. Okay. I was thinking, because if you're saying a mural, what are we gonna look in terms of upkeep?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a mural as far as the painting like on the side of this building. It would be something way more simpler than that.
A stencil?
I'm not sure if it does have to be painted on there for a sign company, like I say, could create something that will stick to that and can be rolled on that concrete.
Okay. Maybe a wrap.
Okay. All right, our next meeting is pending based on what David can find out for us, but otherwise, October 21st at 7 PM, hopefully sooner, should David be able to clarify a date for us. I have no additional comments, so with that, I'll call this meeting adjourned.